At long last, it's He-Man's heroic ancestor, King Grayskull from Masterverse on Way I Got It Figured.
The way I got it figured.
What's up, action figure fans? Way I Got It Figured back with a long-awaited Masterverse review. King Grayskull, whom I got at Target for the low price of $9.89. I've been waiting a little while to review him. I had other things to review, but I finally got to him, and we're gonna get into his packaging. We're gonna get into the figure. I'll talk a little bit about the history of the character, some of the controversy surrounding this version of King Grayskull, and my feelings on that, to be quite honest. So first, we're gonna go through the packaging, as we do. I'll get them on the turntable, and we're gonna get rolling here. All right, so first we've got King Grayskull in this kind of beat up packaging. There were several King Grayskulls available, and I did look at the figure first, so I wasn't too concerned about the package, the quality of the package or the condition of the package, because of course I was going to open them. But the figure itself was fine, and it's a deluxe figure. Retails for like $32.99 or whatever, $29.99. But I didn't want to pay $30 for the figure when it was $30. A lot of things were getting reduced in price at Target throughout the year, and so I just wanted to wait for a sale. And he went down to $16.39 over the Christmas holiday, but I decided to still not get him. And then they clearanced out everything, $9.89. So I said, well, definitely gonna get him. And I got him and Hordak, who already got a review. So, but standard packaging. Of course, this is the Netflix Revelation show. Got your Netflix there. Got some artwork of King Grayskull here. King Grayskull, heroic ancestor of He-Man here. On the back, you've got your artwork, cross-sell, and text. And of course, Savage He-Man, which is a figure a lot of people didn't seem to like. Tila, who I very recently picked up in my toy hunt video. Andra, Trapjaw, already got a review. Merman, and Stinkor. And then for King Grayskull's text, King Grayskull, heroic ancestor of He-Man. Since the dawn of Eternia, there has always been a hero to protect the planet's sacred magic. The first of those heroes, and the first to hold the mantle of He-Man, was King Grayskull. Now resting alongside the other heroes in Preternia, King Grayskull holds the key for the adventurers to return to Eternia and save the magic from vanishing into oblivion. So there you go. So King Grayskull with the two halves of the power sword to allow them to return back to Eternia. Very cool. In the TV show, he was voiced by Dennis Haysbert, the All-State guy, amongst many other roles. Don't ever want to leave out the Mattel empowering the next generation through play mission statement. I think it's a really cool mission statement. We're gonna get King Grayskull out and take a look. All right, so we've got King Grayskull out and on the turntable, and I gotta say, I'm already impressed with the presentation of this figure. It comes with a wired cape. I know this figure's been around for a while, and there's plenty of reviews on YouTube going over this figure, customization videos to turn him back into a white dude, all kinds of stuff, but I haven't watched any of them. The most research I did on the figure, I didn't want to watch any reviews because I knew I wanted the figure, and if I wasn't going to get them, I still didn't want to watch any reviews. But literally, the thing that really changed it was getting the 40th anniversary He-Man, at which at first I didn't even realize was in the same scale as the rest of the Masterverse stuff. But once that door opened, it made it easier for me to get some Masterverse guys. And I'm pretty happy with the results of that. It certainly helps that I saved a bunch of money doing it, but I think that overall the figures are really nice. They do a good job with them. After playing with them several times and having WWE figures also made by Mattel, the only flaw I would say, which would be a flaw for all of them, is that they're $30 figures. The ones that are deluxes don't have butterfly joints, whereas a WWE figure that's $30 would have those butterfly joints. So I don't know why they don't do it that way, but they probably should. And of course, we all know the rumors of what's supposed to go down with Masters of the Universe. Whether you believe it or not, it kind of at least casts a cloud over them doing any kind of innovation like butterfly joints in the future. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm taking a wait and see approach to it. Masters of the Universe is cool and all that, but I still got G.I. Joes and Transformers to buy, so that's kind of where I stand on that. The figure itself, though, I just kind of just posed them there, and it just looks awesome already. And there's all of his accessories minus his head, and here's that head, the alternate head, where he's just kind of got a straight face, which is kind of cool. The reason why I didn't put it on the turntable is because it's just not going to sit straight. It'd have to be like that, and that would look kind of lame. But we'll most likely head swap them at some point in the video, so stay tuned for that. In the show, if I remember right, he sort of split the halves of the power sword in two. You can't really do that with this one, but it's supposed to be like the halves of the power sword. Obviously good and evil, I guess. They look pretty cool. You got his shield, and of course his symbol on his harness that looks reminiscent of the 2000X He-Man symbol, which is appropriate. And then I guess that segues into sort of the origin of the character. So originally, the character modeling that would eventually become King Grayskull was really just a picture of supposedly He-Man, an older He-Man, after he had become, the King of Grayskull. He had become King Grayskull was He-Man. But then later he was changed into a character that was the prehistoric ancestor of He-Man. And that's cool and everything, but it's like He-Man with a cape and the fur cape. So regardless of where you fall, on that spectrum, some people just think that everything should just be the same all the time or whatever, and that's fine. I have no problems with the original interpretation of King Grayskull, but I do like this King Grayskull better. Why? Because it's like radically different. And it looks cool. It's hard to deny that this figure looks cool, you know, unless you just have a problem with the way this figure looks. But, you know, less said about that, the better. So, looking at his other two accessories, which is his, he's got a, you know, the usual sort of hand and a closed fist. But since he's probably going to be dual wielding his swords, I'm probably not going to use these. And then looking at him up close, he's got his sort of angry face. And it looks good, man. It's a good looking figure. I mean, it just looks good. I like what they did. And I love the wired cape. That's just, you know, amazing. I can do all kinds of stuff with this. So the cape to me almost adds an extra layer of articulation to the figure. And of course he's got the standard Masterverse articulation, which is here, 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 boot cut, thigh swivel, waist swivel, a sort of an ab crunch. There's nothing, you know, nothing different about that than any other Masterverse figure. And then, of course, we have his swappable head, which I will go ahead and do that now. There we go. Yeah, my man King Grayskull is like big pimpin'. And he will certainly take up a place of honor on my display shelf. Since now, if you only knew, but now Masters of the Universe actually has a display shelf, you know, a place where I display figures. So that's coming a long way for Masters of the Universe, I promise you that. I mean, I actually do still have my 2000X He-Man. I bought a few of them. Of course, Trapjaw, as I've mentioned. Trapjaw is my favorite villain from Masters of the Universe. And I had Skeletor, Trapjaw, Beastman. You know, it was really cool when they did the 2000X show because it was a reimagining, and I like that. I enjoyed the reimagining of Masters of the Universe then, and I enjoy the reimagining of King Grayskull now. So I like that kind of thing. I just like that sort of thing. Do I believe everything needs to be race swapped? No, I don't. But I don't have a problem with this one in particular. And I don't really want to get, you know, political or anything. But just remember, Jesus Christ was race swapped. So, you know, I'll leave that there. But here he is with his swords. And he stands readily. There's just not a lot bad to say about this figure. You know, as an action figure in a vacuum, if you didn't know anything about King Grayskull before this, would you think this figure was bad? I don't see how you could say that. I can. But he doesn't exist in a vacuum, and everybody's, you know, got their own opinion, and that's cool. But I like it. I like it a lot. Unfortunately, I did not bring a figure to compare him with, which probably would have been 40th anniversary He-Man, just because, you know, of the direct connection to see the differences. But I'm sure old King Grayskull will show up in another video. So, because there's not a whole lot more to go through, I'm going to go ahead and move to final thoughts. So, final thoughts on Masterverse Revelation King Grayskull. I'm very happy to get this figure. I wanted it. I didn't want to pay $30 for it. And, you know, I don't know. I feel like I'm making myself seem like somebody cheap who doesn't spend money on toys, but I spend absurd amounts of money on toys. I didn't want to spend $30 on a Masterverse figure because I don't collect Masterverse. You know, here and there I'll buy a WWE Ultimate if it's like something that has some sort of personal resonance to me. But, you know, generally that same $30 will go to a Transformers Voyager class figure or, you know, a deluxe G.I. Joe classified style figure. So, you know, it's more about preference and not about the price, you know, preference of collection. But for the price, I definitely wasn't going to not get them. So, you know, I would have paid $30. I would pay $30 for this figure. He's worth $30. I just didn't have to pay $30 for him. With that, I'm gonna give him a 10 out of 10, which is which is amazing, really, honestly. The Masterverse figures they're just really good figures. They're good figures. You don't have to be the world's biggest Masters of the Universe fan to appreciate the toy, right? The only flaw I could see with them, as I pointed out earlier, is that none of them have butterfly joints when Mattel's making action figures around the same price point that have butterfly joints. That's why I view it kind of as a flaw. But it's really not, you know, just the toy as it is has 30 points of articulation. It's plenty posable. They don't have pins. The pins never existed on these figures. So you're definitely getting, you know, pretty much a modern posable action figure that's a Masters of the Universe figure. Add to that the wired cape. I mean, he's, you know, he looks like, you know, King Grayskull. So I'm going to give him a 10. I'm going to stick with that. And I do have more Masterverse figures to go over. So it's still not over. And I'm sure once I open them, I'm gonna like them just as much. At least I can't foresee not liking them just as much. So with that, I'm gonna sign off. If you like the content, if you appreciate an honest take, if you like cool thumbnails, I try to do really good thumbnails, whatever you like about my videos, I hope that you'll continue to watch them and continue to support me as I try to diversify the content. You know, it could very well be all G.I. Joe and Transformers with some Marvel Legends thrown in. But I do try to branch out here and there. So, you know, if there's something that you want to see, you know, certainly say so in the comments. You know, I'm always looking for something else to dive into. For now, though, this is going to do it. Once again, thank you. Like, subscribe, hit notifications, leave a comment, and I will see you guys on the next video. Till then, everybody stay safe. Peace.